Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to the Russell Factor. We are live coming from the studio tonight. We decided that being in a bar tonight was just not on the card, so we're coming to you from the Russell Factor studio. I'm Sean. Welcome to the Russell Factor. Hope everyone's having a great week. I'm sitting here with the man himself, D-Man. How you doing, man?
Good, man.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
A couple of shout-outs real quick. A couple of big things happened. We not only got to 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of the week, now we're sitting at close to 1,300.
Yeah, pretty close, huh?
Pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah.
And then last night, we put some controversial video up, and our girl Caitlin Clark, us ranting about, her, let's not care about anyone else, and then obviously WNBA still not selecting her, has me severely irritated. But we put out a video this morning that has basically went viral all across the United States and across the world.
I mean, I didn't think it was anything groundbreaking, but if anyone wants to think that, then sure.
Right? I didn't think so either. I thought we were making light or making things known of things that were already out there. But I gotta say, one, thank you to all the new subscribers because of that video. That was huge. Two is I've gotten a lot of comments, text messages, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, RussellFactor.com website. I've gotten so many comments today in regards to where were our minds at when we were talking about that, because we obviously nailed that out of the freaking water. Like, we just bombed that one out of the ballpark. So
I mean, and we're just one of the people that just shed light on what was going on, and so hopefully it becomes a situation where she gets on the team. I don't want to pray on injury, but it's gonna have to come down to injury, huh?
And the thing is they don't put out a list of.
They came with a report. It
Yeah.
was her and Brianna Jones, which I don't know who the fuck she is, but I mean she's another alternate. But Caitlin Clark is the first alternate that will come onto the team if someone else were to get hurt.
Here's the thing. I want to make a short about this tonight at some point. But here's the one thing I want to call out for anybody that's watching, anybody that will watch, is that I'm still highly upset that the biggest buzzword in sports right now is a woman, which is awesome. Congrats, Caitlin. But the fact is that she still hasn't been named a starter or even on the team yet. And literally, the WNBA would not have the buzz. There are men, I have friends that I talk to on a daily basis. I have friends that go to regular bars. There are guys that are 60, 70, 80 years old that don't even have a clue about the WNBA talking about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Because she is that phenomenal of a buzzword right now. What do you think, man? I know we can make this a short, we can make it a video, we can do whatever we want, but what do you think, man? I just think this is absolutely bullshit.
She is the reason why the WNBA is even being talked about on ESPN. You really think Stephen A. Smith really wants to talk about the WNBA?
No.
Caitlin Clark
Not at
is
all.
a fucking talking boy. She is a buzzword, like you just mentioned. So, therefore, they're about marketing, they're about views, so they're gonna want to talk to us. They're very similar to us, to be honest. So,
I'm just saying, we'll figure out a way to make this a shorter somehow, but I want to just call out that Caitlin Clark deserves to be on the USA team. The fact that she isn't upsets me. And the fact that we see 60, 70, 80-year-old men who don't give a shit about WNBA talking about Caitlin Clark. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, I mean, when has anybody ever said anything about the WNBA until this year, right? So, they've been in... The association has been around for 20, 25 years. It's the first year. Guess what? I think it's because of Caitlin Clark, so I'll just leave it at that. But
We'll do that, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, welcome everyone. Appreciate y'all joining. Thank you all for the new subscribers that we got this week. We're still obviously building the studio out, so you see little changes here and there.
Yeah.
We will get better with this. But man, how's your week going, man? You got anything crazy coming up for the weekend?
not this weekend. Not that I think. Things can change, but I'm kind of the guy that just lets it play out.
Roll with it.
If someone hits me up about something, then I let it play out, but I don't really
Roll
try
with
to
it.
step
Just
in
let it.
the gas.
Just roll with the flow.
Roll with
Roll
it.
with the flow.
Roll with it.
I don't really have anything going on this weekend either. I know next weekend after. We'll probably be broadcasting from. It looks like we're going to be in Harris in Maricopa County, Phoenix. So for those of you guys that are local out there or that want to travel and come see us, we would love to see you. Always welcome someone to stop by and be on the air. We had the UFC 300 event, which was phenomenal. I mean, we had
that was some time
a
ago.
crap ton of people come through that got on the air. That was a fun time.
Yeah, it was.
I want to do something for the McGregor Poirier fight, or McGregor Chandler fight. Sorry. If it still happens, the fight itself is going to happen. But if McGregor and Chandler still fight, I want to do something big for that day. But anyhow, let's get started. We have some really interesting topics to talk about tonight. We've changed up how we kind of want to do this in regards. We're not just going to focus. We got a lot of feedback the last couple of weeks, and we're not just going to focus on recapping games and predicting games. We're going to talk about some current events. I mean, obviously Caitlin Clark stuff, the Dan Hurley stuff. We've got some Porzingis topics I want to talk about tonight. We've got the Mavs and Celtics playing right now, which is coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, do you have anything you want to say to the viewers before we get kicked off?
No, I just want to talk about the topics now. I mean, nothing that comes to mind.
From the man himself right here. Dude, let's do it then. Let's kick this off. Where do you want to start? We have a lot of basketball stuff going on. We have obviously we got a big, like I said, Porzingis injury. Do you want to start there? Where do you want to go? I'll let you kick it. I'll let you kick it off this week, and I'll kick off Friday.
We'll talk about the Porzingis injury because that, in a lot of ways, triggered a lot of people like me to say, okay, is this the chance, an opportunity where the Mavs can come back in this series? And it could be. I mean, if you can check the score really quick, I'm kind of interested to see what it's looking like. But from a bird's eye point of view, you're thinking, okay, this is huge for the Mavericks. Just from the standpoint that Porzingis is absolutely killing them in terms of he's been fantastic on the defensive end, blocking shots left and right. So we're seeing that
Boston's up by 6 with 2.5 minutes
6
left in the
minutes,
fourth.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, that loss from just from like the point of view of like from the defensive front, it's like, dude, that's huge. You don't have a 7-foot guy that has like a crazy wingspan to block all these shots. But I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, they're up with about a little over a minute, but
They're up by 4.
yeah, I guess we'll see. If the Mavericks win this game, that'll be huge, enormous, because it looks like Porzingis is not coming back anytime soon. I know they're making it seem like, oh, there's a chance. There's not a chance.
They torment us with the day-to-day.
No, he's done for the
Well,
series.
he's out for the series, but they said that he could come back. But it is what it is. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think
he's
so.
not gonna come back.
Yeah, I think actually with this happening, the Mavs they're down by 2, a minute 20 to go right now. This is going to be a nail biter, and I think that if anything else, the Mavs have to capitalize on him being out because they have to drive the paint, they have to smash the glass, and they have to make offensive and defensive rebounds and capitalize on the fact they don't have a 7-foot center stopping them.
Yeah.
And if anything else, I think this actually, depending on how you look at it, this either levels up the Mavs or it levels down the Celtics.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately it evens out this kind of gap that we've seen the last 2 games. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, it definitely evens it out. Porzingis played so well those 2 games. It really gave him a boost, especially game 1. And then game 2, it was close until the very end. And yeah, they've just been stout on defense. On the defense, I feel like they block every shot. I know we talked about this earlier. I feel like they're getting every call, but it's not here nor there. But it really did feel like they're getting every call. But, I mean, it's a close game. It really comes down to game 3, which is right now.
I think this. I mean, we got 42 seconds left now at 102.98. Since we're on this game, let's talk about some potential MVPs for the end of this finals postseason playoffs. I personally think, obviously everyone in the world is gonna say Jason Tatum, and that's the no-brainer.
No.
But I also think you got Jaylen Brown if you're gonna go that route. But I think if the Mavs turn this around and they come back from this deficit to win the championship, it really comes. I mean, look at Kyrie Irving now; he's playing balls out, and you got guys like Luka putting down mad points, carrying this team. I see it. It could be a Mavs player, but obviously Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown are going to be the two big boys. What do you think, man?
I think it'd be Jaylen Brown that comes with it. I think Jason Tatum's just been way too fucking inconsistent. Who knows? They might give it to Jason Tatum because they feel like, hey, he's the best player.
Yeah.
He's the consensus best player, but I don't know, man. He's just. This might be a topic for another day. He's got to be the most overrated superstar player. And he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a
the
great
dude's
star
been
player.
shooting like Steph Curry tonight. We watched the first half out at dinner tonight. We watched the first half, dude. He's shooting 7-8 feet back off the perimeter.
Anybody can
just
shoot well.
smacking.
Anybody can shoot
Like,
well one
yeah.
game. But Jason Tatum, he clanks
man.
and he clanks every other game. Nah, man. I mean, they might give it to. Honestly, they should give it to Jaylen Brown. They should give it to Jaylen Brown because I'm fucking sick and tired of Jason Tatum just not hanging up, scoring like 20 points as the best player. I'm like, dude, you need to be scoring 30. No best player.
You gotta be 30 or above. You gotta be 30 or above.
Have to.
Minimum. You gotta be 30 or
Jason
above.
Tatum, like,
Yeah.
you can't be disappearing games. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I get it, you're stacked. Your team is stacked, but not. It's not for me.
Well, right now we're seeing the closest game we've seen at 3 with this series, but I don't think the Mavs are going to pull it off, and it just doesn't look like it.
It does not look
20 seconds left, down by 6. I don't know.
It's it won't.
Let's switch gears. The other big series that we're looking at is NHL Stanley Cups right now. We got the Panthers and the Oilers.
Yeah.
Panthers are up by 2-0 right now. And they're going back to Edmonton.
None of the games have been close.
Yeah, it's been
a blowout.
it's been like mollywopping, right? They show up, they get their ass handed to them, and it's just been a big ass mollywop, which is sad, but
I'm happy.
I'm not happy because I want to ask you. So we talked a lot about Connor McDavid. Do you think if the Panthers sweep the Oilers, do you think this changes, or does this become a bad look for Connor? What do you think?
No, it doesn't. Same thing with LeBron James when he played against the Spurs in their dynasty years. He had to go against the Spurs, right? And it's not a bad luck if you go against a team that is clearly superior. I know a lot of people want to say, Connor McDavid, you should be doing everything. Right, you should be putting your team in a position where you don't lose in 4 games. But man, the Panthers are something else. I've been saying this whole playoffs. The Panthers, they're just deep. They're deep from the defenseman to their forward
To their goalie. Bobrovsky, dude, like that.
They have
stud.
no holes or weaknesses,
Yeah.
none whatsoever. So I don't blame them.
But does this? Let me rephrase the question. Is this a bad look for Connor if he gets swept, being the captain of this Oilers team? What do you think about that? What does that
Sure,
do?
but it shouldn't be. Sure, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. If people want to say it's a bad look, okay, that's great. But name any other franchise player that had to single-handedly carry their team. Sidney Crosby, he had a squad with him. Ovechkin didn't win till fucking year 20. Every single one of these all-time Hall of Fame players in the NHL, they had to have a team. And I get the Oilers, they got a pretty good team. They're in the Stanley Cup for a reason. But dude, they're playing against a Goliath of a team. It's what do you want me to do?
They are.
What do you want me to do?
So here's how I feel about it, and hopefully we can turn this into a short little 5-minute clip on the other side of the YouTube page. But I think that I have been super stoked for Connor obviously he's been with the Oilers for 7 years.
Yeah.
And this is his first time in the Stanley Cup Finals. Super excited for him. And I feel that with the momentum he's brought to this team, and he's overcome every obstacle throughout this postseason NHL playoffs, that I just feel bad. Like I like him as a person. I like him as a captain. I like him as a NHL player. I just feel bad, like putting up all. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I put a lot of eggs in his basket, and I feel like he's gonna let me down. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
I mean, generally speaking, I mean, if you're the best player in the league, you expect greatness, and he has been great these playoffs.
Yeah.
But you expect
We're the highest scoring players in the NHL.
But you expect championships.
Assists, defense, like he's everything you could ask for.
He's everything, and I compare him to LeBron James from the standpoint that LeBron James didn't go into the league and win a championship immediately. It takes some time. He didn't win a championship until like at least I forget his 8th or 9th year or something. It took him a little bit to win that first championship, so it's gonna take some time.
Cleveland.
Yeah, he didn't win in Cleveland. He won
Oh,
in
Miami, then Cleveland. That's right. He went back.
Yeah.
He came back.
Yeah, it was
That's
like
right.
year 7, year 8, but
Yeah.
it takes some time, because when you're a franchise player, what ends up happening is you give them a shit ton of money, and then all right, we're expecting you to be the best man in the league. Now you can deal with like bullshit around you, like not really the best players. It makes it tough.
Yeah.
Unless you're Jason Tatum, where you're surrounded by a super team around you, it's not usually like that.
Got Jaylen Brown, White. Yeah, I mean, you got a whole slew of ammunition.
Now do you see why I'm hating?
Like,
They
it's
have a
like,
fucking super team.
yeah.
I get it.
It's
You don't
like-
have super.
I
Like,
keep
you got,
calling them the green machine, right? 'Cause that's what
they
they
got
look
too
at.
many. Like that's why I don't have most respect for Jason Tatum. You're literally, yeah, sure, you're the best team on the championship team, but
Well, I guess since we're talking about it, tomorrow, obviously we're watching. Well, it looks like the final. The Celtics win by 7, Game 3. They're up 3-0. So there went my parlay for the night, guys. So that sucks, but it's
that
okay.
happens.
$25 for a decent sized 4 gamer that I had on there. But anyways, so we're talking about hockey. We got the Oilers and the Panthers tomorrow. Panthers are traveling up to Canada. They're going to Edmonton. Obviously, Edmonton's down 0-2. This is a clutch game. They got home ice, clutch game, and I guess I'll just say, like, I'm going to go with the Oilers on this, on the prediction. So
Okay.
I think that, obviously, we're just talking about Connor. I think he's going to come out hungry. He has to come out hungry.
Yeah,
You gotta bring the fire to the ice tomorrow, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you don't and you go down 3-0, which we have seen, actually, ironically, more times than I think I've seen in a long time. We've seen 3-0s happen this postseason NHL playoffs than I have in a while. Like, but the teams are coming back, right? And so it's like. You can't do that against a Florida team. You can't go down 0-3. You're not coming back from that. That's you're gonna get your ass handed to you. I'm going with the Oilers on this one. The money line this afternoon was -135. The over under was 5.5 points. I actually expect this to be a higher scoring game than what we've seen in the last few. I think we could see a 4-3, possibly a 4-2. Putting us over the 5.5 point game. Could even be a 5-3. The Oilers have to come out on fire. I'm taking the Oilers money line tomorrow. Potentially the over, because I think this is going to be a high scoring game. But I'll throw the puck over in your Iceman. What do you think?
I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers because they're just clearly the better team. Kind of reminds me of how this series is going. It's the Celtics. They just been the better team all year.
Yeah.
It just takes us to realize this once they're in the finals.
And when you go into someone else's backyard, like it's so demoralizing to be in an NBA Finals or a Super Bowl or a NHL Stanley Cup and to beat someone in their own backyard. That is like a huge kick in the nuts. Huge kick in the nuts. So, but I agree. But so keep continuing. I didn't
Yeah,
interrupt.
I mean, I think the Panthers, it'll be a very close game. I see it being either a 2-1 or 3-2 scoreline. I actually see this going to OT. I see this game going to OT.
Okay.
Going to OT.
You're 180 degrees opposite of where I'm at with this one. So
No,
this,
it's definitely not. It's not gonna be particularly high scoring. If you want to call 3-2 high scoring, then sure. But
no, I say anything over the over that Vegas sets would be a high scoring game. That's why I say a 4-2, maybe a 4-3.
yeah, no chance.
But not a 3-2. That's under the over. That's a standard scoring game. That's fine.
Yeah, no chance it
Yeah.
goes over that, in my opinion. I think it'll be 3-2. Panthers win an OT. It'll be from either Rodriguez or someone else I've never even heard of. It'll be like
One of their 6 or 7 guys off the bench coming in and
It'll be
scoring.
someone random. It won't be T'Chaka.
Yeah.
It won't be someone obvious like that. It'll be someone else.
Well, Chuck on Pat McAfee today was like, he was talking about how he wants to be the star of Game 3. So I'm interested to see what happens there. But I
He
thought
might
that-
get a goal. It
Yeah.
probably won't be the OT goal, but he'll have a goal. But that's how I see it playing out. The Panthers, here's what I'll say: the Panthers came out those first 2 games just absolutely destroying them. We have talked about in hockey, home court advantage, home ice advantage doesn't really exist.
matter.
So if he dominated them,
I mean,
2
it has
games-
a very small impact.
Basketball is different, for example. Basketball, like okay, you can
Yeah,
dominate those
you-
first 2 games. It doesn't mean anything. Game 3
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything.
There are some weird nuances that happen within like the series that you're in and whether you're home or you're away, and it's kind of interesting. I'm actually really shocked that Boston is playing so damn well.
Yeah.
They had the biggest rest NBA team has had in 30 years, coming off of their last Game 4 sweeping last series. They had the 11 days was the largest rest in 30 years. It was the largest rest a team had going into the NBA Finals. So they had the longest rest. Obviously, they haven't been grinding. There's no way they're not on the court every day, dribbling, slashing,
Hell
gashing.
no, they're not on the court.
Well, I mean, they got to be.
They're
They got to be
resting.
doing. I mean, they got to be doing
yeah, sure.
something.
They're practicing. Hell no, they're not going hard.
No, they're not going hard. I'm saying they're on the court.
Sure,
I'm not
yeah.
saying they're.
Sure.
I'm not saying
Oh,
they're
yeah,
going.
sure,
I'm not saying
sure.
they're doing 2 days and 3 days like in football.
Sure,
They're,
yeah.
but they're out there. They're shooting. They're staying limber. They're staying warm. I mean,
Oh,
they're also cooling off every day that goes by. That being said, I'm surprised that they're doing this well against this Dallas Mavs team that should be doing better, and it's almost disheartening, to be honest with you, that we see this team struggling. Kyrie, Luka, I mean, Lively, like these guys, like it's just like
role players. They're not playing particularly well.
and it's got me kind of twisted a little bit. But anything else you want to say about it before we move on? Because we got some fun things to talk about here. I put some things down on the list that I want to talk about. So we're gonna switch these gears.
Talk a little bit NFL.
We'll talk some NFL. It's right around the corner, dude. I'm jonesing. Dylan is a Colts fan. I am a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Obviously, for those of you guys that pay attention.
Get that ass out of here. Well, we don't need to
Patrick
say it.
Mahomes was in attendance tonight at the Dallas Mavs game, so he's a diehard Mavs fan. Dude, let's talk some current events around football. Obviously, 3-4 weeks from now, we're going to hit it hard because football season is right around the corner.
Right.
August, September, we're going to move into that. But, dude, I think one of the biggest topics, now we'll spit it out here. I just want to get your take on it. Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers just signed a 3-year agreement to stay with Steelers, and I feel like everything I've seen throughout the afternoon and everything this morning, I'm sure maybe you can attest to this, I feel like there's a lot of judgment
Yeah.
on this right now. First off, I mean, I can tell you, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say Mike Tomlin, 3-year signing deal, Steelers, a lot of judgment. I'm gonna throw the ball over on your side of the field. First, I'll tell you what you think, and I'll tell you what I think about it. If you have any opinion on it.
Steelers fans are just too fucking privileged. Okay. Just because they haven't been to a Super Bowl in 6-7 years, now they think, okay, let's fire
Their
Mike
last
Tomlin.
one was against Arizona, wasn't it?
Oh, it was more than win 6, 7 years.
Yeah, that was- it was-
It's
last
been a
one was
while.
in
It's been a while.
That was back
But
with Larry
guess- but-
Fitzpatrick and Ben
Mike,
Roethlisberger.
yes.
Yeah,
Back in they played the Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
yeah.
But they have went through so much mediocrity when it comes to quarterback player. Even when it comes to Mike Tomlin, or no, not Mike Tomlin, when it comes to Ben Roethlisberger, at the latter part of his career, he played like poop. He was not good. They had to go through Mason Rudolph, Mason Trubisky,
Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky, yeah. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
They had to play through a lot of guys that, quite frankly, were probably one of the worst starters that you can possibly play in the NFL. So to blame Mike Tomlin for all those inconsistencies and all the 7-9 teams, 8-8 teams, barely making the playoffs, and then losing, it's unfair to Mike Tomlin. So to all those Steelers fans, dude, you have a phenomenal coach on hand. You need to have some patience. Russell Wilson, is that exactly what you want?
I was just going to say Russell Wilson.
Probably not. Probably not. You're probably.
I think he's one of the best fitting quarterbacks with this offensive line and with Mike Tomlin's coaching and OCs. I think he's going to be one of the best fitting quarterbacks that they've brought on in a while. So I'm kind of excited to see this whole 3-year transition with Russell and so he goes. But what do you? I mean, what? What do you think, man?
I think he's gonna suck. But
I don't. I knew he was going to suck in Denver. That I called from day one because that is a pocket quarterback offensive line that they do not much of quarterback running. However, the Steelers and Russell Wilson is a scramble out of pocket running quarterback. That I knew that was not going to work for them 100%. Whereas Steelers, Mike Tomlin and his OCs, they are a scramble out of pocket offensive line, hurry up off the ball, make some things happen. Russell Wilson, I think is going to do fine. And they've got some pretty awesome targets to throw to this year.
Yeah.
So, the wide receiver they just drafted,
who's that?
I can't remember his name.
Let's see, they don't have any.
They have
See?
sorry, but it's okay.
See? But nah, I mean it's gonna be another 8-8, 9-7.
And they're tight there.
But you don't give up on the coach because last time I checked,
Yeah, the whole
he
point
guys
is
got you. He has 2 Super Bowls, right? He has one with against the Cardinals, lost against.
that Super Bowl has so many memories for me. It's actually really ironic, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Okinawa. I watched that Super Bowl at 3:00 in the morning. It was actually a really interesting time, but yeah, it was. It was kind of
But I mean,
crazy.
you guys got your Super Bowl consistently in the playoffs. It's like great coaches. Like I think he's gonna be a Hall of Fame coach eventually.
Mike Tomlin, absolutely.
Eventually.
Let's go back to the root of the question. Does this look good, or is this a good move? Sorry, let me reword that. Is this a good move for Pittsburgh to keep Mike for 3 more years?
100%.
I agree with you on this.
100%.
So I agree with you. I think it's a great move, actually. He's got stability. You know what I like about Mike Tomlin is he's actually one of the most winningest coaches in Pittsburgh's history. But I love his
Maybe in NFL history as well.
I love his demeanor. Next to Bill Belichick. Yeah.
So he's one.
He's one of the biggest. He's one of the most winningest coaches in NFL history.
He handles
And
personality.
he's a black coach, which has a different demeanor to it. And it's like he's a great dude. But the thing I like is that every time you see him, I mean, the last 6-7 years, trash. Right? It's been a horrible team. But the thing about him is that he never looks like he's in a bad mood. He's always like, you know what? We played that crap today, but you know what? This is what we need to change. This is what we need to do, and this is how we're gonna get there. And he's got this. Like, I'm a positive guy, you know this.
Yeah.
And I like when he talks. I like his interviews. I like his press conferences. I like what he's doing. I like his positivity. But I think it's a great move for Pittsburgh. I think 3 years. Fantastic. I think that's going to put him, 13, 14? With the 14, right?
14 years?
14 with Pittsburgh, right? Because he's been there. I know he's there for 10. I can't remember last year's 11. I think it's 14 years.
It feels like he's been there for as long as I've lived.
I think it's 14 years. But anyway, so that's my thought process. I mean, obviously, you said you
Steelers
agree,
fans
but
should be fortunate that Mike Tomlin. You can't be thinking get another head coach. We haven't won him. He has been dealt with bullshit. Absolute quarterback play, all these problems, like character-wise, and that's through the front office. Hey, maybe draft some guys that don't have all these character issues. I'm looking at you. Who was Chase Claypool? I know there's a lot of other ones too. I just can't name them. I'm not.
Claypool, yeah, it is, but
yeah, but good move. Hang on to Mike Tomlin. You really can't find someone else better than him, to be honest, than the Hall of Fame coach.
let's switch gears for a second. I thought this was an interesting topic. I threw it on the notes. We got it up on the projector. Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
I think you've got some opinions on this. I actually could not stop cracking up about it today. Joey Chestnut being banned from Nathan's Hot Dogs eating contest.
Big deal.
It is a big deal. I don't understand it completely, but I'm curious as to what you think.
Yeah.
Because I know there are people that have referenced this being like, oh, when you think of this, you think of Caitlin Clark. Right, and there are things that are out there, so it's like
got 86 out of.
He got 86 out of the eating contest.
Yeah. How's that?
For being vegan or being sponsored by a vegan food.
Well, Impossible.
What was
Foods.
the? It was
So it's like fake meat. It's like plant based.
Yeah. What was the company? It was something.
Impossible Foods.
Impossible Foods.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember it.
You can see it all over Walmart. You can
Yeah.
find your own like Impossible meat and whatnot. Yeah.
So, Joey Chestnut, 86 from eating a bunch of hot dogs because he's sponsored by a vegan-based hot dog company. Why does Nathan's Foods not like say, you know what, that's cool, we respect that. Here's our line of kosher vegan hot dogs for you to eat. Like, is he even vegan? I didn't see anything in any of the articles I read that he's even
if
like.
he's eating hot dogs, he's obviously not vegan.
Or like I don't
Or-
understand. I don't understand that. There's so many things I have questions on here. So I'm curious for like our viewers, if you guys know something I don't know,
Please comment.
Please comment. Because I am literally like I didn't scour, but I searched the internet today for I'd say 30,
No, I was investigating this.
I searched maybe 30, 40 minutes. I was in meetings and I was on my phone and I was looking at this like I don't understand why.
Me neither.
I don't understand why this escalated the way it did. I understand you signed a sponsorship, right? For example, if you sign a deal with Gatorade, right? $1 billion company, and then all of a sudden in a commercial you're drinking Powerade, yeah, I understand they're going to be pretty pissed
Well,
off.
Gatorade Power is the same thing.
Well, they're two different companies, though.
Are they?
They are two different companies.
I don't even know.
So they're two totally different trademarks, two totally different companies. But it's like, we'll go Coke and Pepsi because they are arch enemies. Totally different companies, right? You got Pepsi Cola, you got Coca Cola. If you sign a contract saying you're only going to drink Coca Cola at every meal, blah 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 blah. Reminds me of Ricky Bobby actually. When I talk about eating KFC. But anyways, if you're doing that, and all of a sudden someone catches you with a Pepsi can, like yeah, you're going to have problems because you signed an agreement. Now, I understand that aspect of it, but why could you not come and say, listen, we understand you're sponsored by this vegan company. Here's what we'd like to do to keep you as a competitor. Is this interesting to you? I don't know. I don't have enough information on it. I thought it was funny. I wanted to bring it up, but I'm not educated enough
I
on
don't
it
think
to
this
understand.
came out of left field for Joey. He must have known if you're gonna accept being sponsored by a vegan, plant-based organization like Impossible Foods, you could probably expect that something like this was gonna happen, right? I would think that's something you would expect like this something to happen. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I honestly don't. I mean, I don't have that much of an input on this because I'm more lost in everything than educated. So, but I would think obviously they would want to come to you and talk and say, hey, this is where we're at. Let's talk about this. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
I don't know.
I think my main takeaway is like Nathan's that organization, you can't afford to let a living legend like
Joey
Joey
Chestnut,
Chestnut
yeah, like,
just like not be there. It's like just like you mentioned, Caitlin Clark. Like he's such a legend of the sport for God knows how many years. I remember when like watching on Fox Sports when it was the old Fox Sports when it was like they go through the sections on the right side of the screen. It'd be like Joey Chestnut. He would always appear every year. And
smashing hot dogs.
just smashing hot
Dipping
dogs.
them in water,
winning
dipping them in
fucking
water,
year.
just eating them, just smashing hot dog. Man, that's
Yeah.
always like I don't know how they do it.
Like, he's a
but
legend.
I know. I love hot dogs. I'm a hot dog
When
fan.
people think of hot dog eating contest, they think of Joey. So if you know Joey, I mean you're losing a large portion of your audience.
Yeah.
People only come to see Joey. So hey, I mean I don't think Joey Chestnut really cares. He's got that sponsor. I'm sure they gave him a boatload of money. Said hey, we'll give you millions.
Sure.
And I think it might have been a business decision. Like hey, do I keep going with Nathan's, just destroying these competitions and getting paid pennies, or I can be sponsored by the Impossible Foods, which is a big fucking brand when it comes to the vegans and the plant-based people.
I just didn't know. I didn't know he was vegan at all.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
But it's like how are you gonna sign a deal saying I'm gonna be sponsored by a vegan plant-based hot dog company and not eat a regular hot dog again? Is that what they expect? I'm confused. I'm lost.
No, he can for sure.
Please comment if you have any idea. We've got a ton of viewers right now watching. If you know anything, please comment. So
I think Joey Chestnut could still eat hot dogs, but I think hey, money talks. They gave him a boatload of money. Hey, be sponsored.
man, I'm just gonna let it play out. So, however, I want to do a quick summary here because I think this could turn into something fun. Is Caitlin Clark biggest buzzword? WNBA, Joey Chestnut, biggest buzzword, hot dog eating contest. Are they the same?
Yes.
Sure. But I tell you what, I like watching both. Like I like watching the dudes eat 80 hot dogs, and I like watching Caitlin Clark put up points as a rookie girl playing for the Fever, just doing her damn thing. Like I don't know. I think it's awesome, but I think that's a good. I think
And
it's
you know
good.
what they say
summary.
at some Mexican guacamole commercial? Porque no los dos.
Right.
Right?
Number two.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so anyhow, let's move on. Dude, okay, so that I want to start something new, and for the listeners that are actively listening right now, please chime in, use your comments. I want to start something where at the end of each episode, or maybe in the middle of each episode, we'll figure this out.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is let's do something fun, right? And so for this one here, let's do. I was gonna do like an etch a sketch thing where we just look at a random picture and just talk about sports. But I know you had mentioned doing something a little different with just like free spinning for 20 or 30 seconds on like favorites, quarterbacks. Tell me which one. What are you thinking?
Yeah. So we're going to go through quarterbacks, and in your opinion, who would you rather take? Like if you had a team,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll go through some quarterbacks, and whoever you pick goes against the next quarterback, right? Who you would rather have?
Okay.
So we'll start off with. Let me see.
So you're gonna ask me between two quarterbacks, and I pick the one I would rather have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that
then-
quarterback stays, and then like I'll give you another quarterback.
So it's kind of like war. Like
In
the
a-
game-
in a
okay,
way, in a
Okay,
way,
let's
in a
do
way.
it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Gardner Minshew, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Okay. Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield.
Oh gosh, I like both. I love Baker's commercials, but he's also I love watching him play. I gotta go Russell Wilson.
No, in terms of quarterback play.
Yeah, I gotta. So quarterback play, I go Russell Wilson over Baker Mayfield.
Crazy. All right. Russell Wilson, Geno Smith.
Oh God, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford.
Ooh. Matt Stafford has really shined the last 2 years and made they're leaving the Lions and going to the Rams. Like that was a great thing. So it's Deshaun and Matt.
Yeah.
I think he went through this lull, and I think he's in a prime. I'm gonna go Matt Stafford.
Good choice.
I like Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Say Patrick Mahomes.
Dak Prescott. No, I'm not gonna say that. Or else that ends the whole fucking.
Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford. Oh, I don't see Dak doing what he's been doing. He hasn't been performing the last couple years. He's injuries. Matt Stafford is doing great. I'm going Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh. I think Trevor Lawrence is just now getting his teeth cut. He's obviously down with Florida. I see him doing great things. He reminds me of Sunshine from Remember the Titans. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say Matt Stafford actually. I think Matt Stafford's he's been in the league longer. He's got Super Bowl appearances under his belt. He's got NFL playoffs under his belt. Trevor is still cutting his teeth. I'm going Matt Stafford.
See,
but Trevor Lawrence is still a great quarterback. Being down for
that's
a hard one. It's a hard one.
All right, Matt Stafford, Justin Herbert.
Oh, I gotta go Justin Herbert, man.
Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy.
What a toss-up. Dude, Gilbert Boy, Arizona, fucking 3 straight seasons of being amazing. I'm gonna give it to the Arizona boy Brock Purdy for the Niners, man.
Brock Purdy, Josh Allen.
Oh, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud.
Ooh. Ohio State. CJ is really doing some great things. I don't think he's on the level of Brock Purdy. He doesn't have the training and attention. I'm going to go Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Jared Goff.
I'm going to go Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Well, hold on. Let's say 5 years ago, Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron going to the Jets, injury last year, all the stigma around him. Brock Purdy's young, he's hungry, he's got fucking amazing people behind him. Brock Purdy now, but 5 years ago, Aaron Rodgers all day. But
all right. Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson.
Oh God. I like them both. I don't like Lamar's dread, like his little mini dreads that he has, but that has nothing to do with his skill.
Nothing to do with his skill whatsoever.
I just, oh my God. I'm gonna stay consistent only because he's proven himself for 2.5 going in 3 seasons. Brock Purdy over Lamar.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
See, I would actually go with Lamar.
I
love Brock Purdy. So many people hate on Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I want to tell those people, dude, get off him.
All right. We're gonna do the same thing with you.
I mean, you can. I mean,
Or is this mine? And then next week I'll do you. I'll do that sounds weird.
You do me.
Next week we'll play a game where I quiz you on whatever, or we do whatever, and then you're the contestant.
Yeah, we'll think about it on Friday.
Sounds good, man.
Sounds good, bud. We're short on time.
All right, we are short on time. We're coming up on our 45-minute mark. I want to say thank you to all the viewers that are currently watching right now. We appreciate you. I know we did things a little differently tonight than we normally do, but we wanted to throw some different things out there. Obviously, we had a super viral video there with the Caitlin Clark thing, so thank you guys so much for viewing that. Thanks for making it big. I don't have anything to say other than I'm excited for Friday. Yeah, and I'll see you guys then. Anything left?
No, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Well, I tell you what. So we'll leave you all with this. Keep subscribing. Keep sharing. We wouldn't be here without y'all, and we're thankful. We're grateful, and definitely looking forward to keep growing with you. Obviously, if there's any questions, please email us. Put us in the comments. Like I said, I'm curious to see what someone else knows about the whole hot dog eating thing that I don't understand completely, but I thought it was a really interesting topic.
I have my own ideas.
So I wanted to see what was going on, but anyhow, hope everyone has a great rest of your week. We'll see you Friday. Thanks for watching Russell Factor.